Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. I'm a fan of Westwood Instruments. I've profiled their alt piano in the Felt Piano Shootout, and I also own and use the Untamed series of bass and cello and violin. There's some amazing textures there. And so when they decided to do a competition, scoring competition, to promote their new piano instrument, I thought, why not hop on board? It's a beautifully shot and edited short film. A lot of people competed. I think there's about 600 entries at this point. The entries are now closed. But I thought we'd take a look at my contribution. Have you seen the film at all? You probably haven't. Let's quickly take a look at it. I'm going to run it briefly without music. This beautiful man. There's no sound yet. No gnat sound.
I've been searching for a decade or more. Where did those years go?
There's voiceover.
When was I last here? It doesn't look the same. It looks older. Maybe it's just my eyes that are older.
When you're scoring to picture, when I'm scoring to picture, I'm thinking several things. The first one is, what's the visual pace of the editing? Visual pace sets tempo. The second thing is, what kind of rhythm, in the case of a voiceover, is going to support the rhythm of speech? The pace of the visual editing, the pace of the speech. If you see somebody walking, that's going to give you a beat. There's a bunch of things like that. Another thing, when I'm looking at picture, and I'm just going to scroll through here, is I want to look at the color of the picture. The color sets tone at some level. As you can see, it's fairly dark with strong highlights. It's not black and white, certainly. The rich colors are terrific, but there's a very high black point, I guess is how I would describe how it's been colored. And with strong highlights. It's really beautifully done. I love the close-ups and I love the setting. Now, the setting is really important too as I begin to choose my instruments. Do you notice the distressed world that the pianist is in? That influences me, and it should influence any composer as they work with it. There are strong visual beats in this film. Here he's been talking about himself.
It sounds the same.
And here
I'm not sure anyone else can hear it.
Gets down and says, oh my goodness.
I'd like to think it's just for me.
This is an internal world. There's a moment here where featured music is obviously called for. And then a big switch where he begins to talk about...
Let me tell you about my mother.
His mother. That's a big break. I'm looking for those break points in the film, and I'm going to set markers in logic where they happen. There are several more, not the least of which is this moment here where he walks into a room and discovers the piano he's been looking for. That's a big moment. This is another moment for featured music, and he sees the piano. It's a big emotional moment, really. We want to pick that up. Touching the instrument for the first time. Pow. We want to pick that up, set a marker. He sits down at the instrument. We never actually see him play. This is kind of an important concept.
I don't want to be scared of this anymore.
I don't want to be scared of this anymore. This is an important concept in the film. It's this sense of overcoming, leaving something behind, finding something in the moment. Well, as I said, I'm a big fan of Westwood's alt piano. And so my choice was to score this with their alt piano. I mean, it made sense to me. I'll say a couple more things and then we'll play it through, and I'll talk while it's running. When you're doing a competition, and there are many that you can enter, you don't have the challenge and luxury. They're two different things of a director to work with, of other departments like sound effects and dialogue. You're left to your own devices and opinions. And the truth is, my own devices and opinions may not be the best. I actually rely and have for many years come to expect that I can rely on the pushback that I receive from my director, from my clients. It's a collaborative art form: film, theater, television, product release, videos, ads, all these different kinds of scoring jobs that I've done over the years. It was funny going this way. Some directors want oral wallpaper, just a kind of a carpet of sound to smooth out rough edits and kind of homogenize the entire effect. That's not a bad thing, and some of the entries kind of take that approach. I'm from an older school where the emotional beats of each moment of the actor's life, I'm trying to be in the actor's head, be in the dialogue's head. Each of those beats wants to be picked up with musical gesture, musical tone. So that's what I'm looking for when I spot the film for the first time, setting my markers, when I set my tempos, and when I compose the music. I'm not going to talk too much about how I chose the music, but we'll make points about chords and things like that as it goes. Let's run it from the beginning. We begin in black, and then we see our main character, and I'm going to highlight those moments with 3 chordal beats that will set the harmonic center for the rest of the piece. Those are complicated chords. Pick up the title.
I've been searching for a decade or more.
A simple pulse.
Where did those years go?
It's a single note.
When was I last here? It doesn't look the same. It looks older. Maybe it's just my eyes that are older.
And now we find out this is in 3. We hadn't known what the meter was before.
I never could find any words on these pages. Only lines.
This strange, slightly
I'm not sure words
flat
would be
5
of use to me
dominant chord.
now anyway.
Here's a big moment. I always hear this music.
There's always this music I can hear.
Parallel
I've
chords.
heard it so many times, but it never sounds the same.
Started the
I'm not
same.
sure anyone else can hear it.
And I went to different chords because
I'd like
it
to
always
think-
sounds different.
It's just for me.
Featured music as he walks. Here's an actual melody, and we hear the instrument strongly.
Let me tell you about my mother.
I actually now
I
just
tried
changed
to
meter
listen
to
to
4
every word she
to
had to
4
say.
4. I changed the meter to
But
4
now?
4.
It's only now she's gone I can hear every word too. She always told me the truth.
Gospel.
It was a
There's
different kind of honesty.
Mom. I told
She
myself
once
she was a
told me,
gospel pianist.
memento mori.
Memento
Remember,
mori.
you're going to die.
These are
I'm
axis
not
chords.
sure what matters anymore.
Grounding with strong
does
bass.
Any of this matter?
We're in G
I
sharp
spent
minor.
too long listening to people tell me that I can't
This
do
is a
what
strong
they never
emotional
could.
moment, so we really
Too
wanna
long suffering,
build here.
imagined troubles, and fearing a future that would never become the past.
The
Time
vocal is the melody.
infinite.
The vocal is
But-
the melody.
My time is not.
Do you hear
I
how the chords
could leave
changed there?
life
This is a
right
big
now.
pivot. Featured music. We're into the room, and he's about to see the piano. A little bit of a key shift there when he touches the piano. It's a kind of a device, but it's effective. He's going to talk.
I don't want to be scared of this anymore. I've nothing left to lose. I'm tired of being afraid. It's this way or no way. Memento mori. You are going to die. Until then, just do the right thing. Just keep going.
leave room for the voiceover. I was always asking myself as I worked on this piano part, have I left room for this voiceover? The voiceover is crucial. It's really, really important. So kudos to Rob, who directed and wrote this, and to the whole production team, because it's a beautiful piece of film. I don't know what they shot it on, but it's well done. This was a fun one to work on, and I hope you got something out of watching this. I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers, which is thrilling for me. I hope to make it there by the end of the year. It's an arbitrary goal, but what is life but a set of arbitrary goals? I'll see you next time.